Welcome to Super Media Runners, where we run the media to you. This is part 2 of our Small Soldiers Iceberg. If you missed part 1, be sure to check out our Iceberg playlist to catch up. But for now, let's dive into Tier 3 and Tier 4. If you look up multiple Facebook groups and Instagram pages, there are many Small Soldiers fans dedicated to one-to-one recreation of the Gorgonites and Commando Elite figures from the movies. You can even commission or order figures from them, so feel free to check them out. I'll leave a few known FB groups links in the description below. Joe Dante mostly attributed the clashing tone of Small Soldiers as a result of being told to make a movie that appeals to teenagers, only for the sponsor tie-ins and marketing pushing it more towards younger children, resulting in a film that caters to both. With this in mind, there are several deleted and cut footage, with Dante highlighting that many action and explosion scenes were purged from the film altogether. One scene that is still viewable in the trailer for the film is when the commandos explode the Abernathy's house, but the studio did not want to show the explosion on screen. Small Soldiers DVD features include a section for deleted scenes. Some of these scenes include Alan being confronted by his principal, the Gorgonites looking up Gorgon in Alan's PC, the commandos holding the Fimples hostage, and many more. Link to some of these deleted scenes can be found in the description below. Stan Winston's studio was brought in to build, design, and create all of the Commando Elite, Gwendy dolls, and Gorgonites. The studio even went to Hasbro to learn more about the toy design process. In an article by Stan Winston's School of Character Arts, initially the plan for the original production was to film a majority of the live-action toy scenes using puppets on a blue-screen stage, to be later composited by Industrial Light and Magic into the final scenes. However, early in production, Dante decided to shift gears. He opted instead for a live-action approach where the toy puppets were physically present on set, interacting directly with the actors, abandoning the blue screen method altogether. Dante also stated that the original idea was to use mostly puppetry using the puppets provided by Stan Winston. However, Dante said that while shooting, it was much simpler and cheaper to use CGI after the scenes had been shot, so the film is 1/3 puppetry and the rest CGI. What you are seeing is some of the rod puppet footage of the toys moving behind a blue screen, again courtesy of Stan Winston's School of Character Arts. Dick Miller is a frequent actor in director Joe Dante's movies. Dick plays Joe, the Globotech truck driver in the movie. Communication Breakdown by Led Zeppelin is heard during the Gwendy doll takeover in Christie's room, with a poster of Led Zeppelin in the room as well. At the time, Led Zeppelin was known to be very selective and restrictive of how their music is used in films, games, and other media. The song is in the movie, but is not available on the original soundtrack, along with Wannabe by the Spice Girls. The initial promotional artwork for the movie had Chip Hazard holding a gun sideways towards the viewer. This artwork underwent changes, with the gun removed, portraying Chip as if he were reaching out instead. The original, unchanged version of this artwork is seen in the movie as a store display. Later on, an edited version of this original artwork was used for the home video cover. I'm sure I'll miss a few, but there are several scenes showcasing old movies in the background. This includes the movie The Crawling Eye, 1958, which Ocula watches on Alan's TV, To Hell and Back, 1955, when Christie's parents are watching TV, and Frankenstein, 1931, when Freakenstein is watching TV. During the boardroom scene towards the beginning of the movie, CEO Gil Mars asks Irwin and Larry about their toy, Flatu, who Irwin states is part of the Belch Brigade toy line. What's interesting about Flatu is although in the movie he is a separate monster toy that has nothing to do with the Commando Elite and Gorgonite toy lines, the actual toys for the Small Soldiers movie has a Flatu character who comes with armor and a battle axe, who is stated to be part of the Gorgonite faction, having been recruited to help fight the Commando Elite. Titled The Small Soldiers Top Secret Dossier by Irwin Wayfair, this is an in-universe of collected top secret files by the film's character Irwin, the creator of the Gorgonites. The files include concept art for the Gorgonites and Commando Elite, lore about the fantasy world of Gorgon, as well as the vehicles that the Commando Elite would use. In addition, some strange things like the checks Gilmars pays to the families for their silence and a postcard from the Gorgonites that was sent through mail to Irwin, implying that they had found their home of Gorgon at the end of the movie. Burger King was involved with selling Happy Meal toys in promotion of Small Soldiers, but were completely caught off guard when the movie got a PG-13 rating by the MPAA. In a July 10, 1998 article from E! News. Following the PG-13 rating, Burger King is adapting its advertising approach for Small Soldiers to appeal more to an older demographic. Additionally, they have taken the uncommon step of including a disclaimer in their kids' meals. The pamphlet included states, while toys are appropriate for children of all ages, the movie Small Soldiers may contain content that is not suitable for younger children. There were reports of some parents expressing concern over the action figures, particularly disapproving of items such as plastic bazookas and bows and arrows. Allegedly, at least one Burger King franchise has allowed parents who are worried about Small Soldier toys to exchange them for alternatives like Mr. Potato Head. The Burger King woes did not stop there, as there was one particular Small Soldiers Happy Meal toy that was withheld in the state of Oregon due to an unfortunate, unrelated crime carried out in the state. The Thurston High School shooting occurred on May 21, 1998, when Kiplin Kinkle, a freshman, opened fire with a semi-automatic rifle, killing 2 classmates and injuring many others. He also killed his own parents the day before. Due to his name sounding similar to the character of Kip Killigan, many local Burger Kings in the Oregon area refrained from selling the Kip Gilligan toy in Happy Meals. In an article by the Seattle Times, other retailers within the state also followed suit with removing any recognition of the character from their shelves. At Toys R Us, there are no plans to pull the toys, but managers are tracking public feedback. We only had one item, a little keychain with the Killigan character, and we've put it in my office, said Sue Ray, store manager at a Target store. We didn't have any guests ask anything about it, but we thought, just out of respect, we would pull it. Michael Giacchino is a famous movie composer, but before having been involved in the scores for many movies in the past 25 years, he was also a composer for a handful of video games. He is credited as composer and sound design for Small Soldiers Squad Command and the Small Soldiers PS1 game. Originally lost media, there was a teaser trailer for the Small Soldiers movie where the Commando Elite used grappling hooks to trap Godzilla's foot from a crowded museum. It was recently uploaded in low quality by a user in 2023 and is pretty interesting marketing since the 1998 Godzilla movie released May 20th of that same year. In IMDb and several other movie information sites, Anne Spielberg, Steven Spielberg's younger sister, is stated to be an uncredited co-writer for Small Soldiers, but to what capacity is unclear. According to the Small Soldiers wiki page, the movie was delayed for 6 years before its eventual release in 1998, but no source has been cited to clarify this. But more likely, the movie had been in multiple production stages, and IMDb states that shooting began in November 3rd, 1997 and ended in March 10th, 1998. Here are just a few media that have referenced the Small Soldiers movie. American Dad Season 7, Episode 18, Toy Hori has a toy figure that looks similar to Major Chip Hazard. Rick and Morty Season 4, Episode 4, Claw and Hoarder Special Rickdoms Morty, Rick finds small soldier spin pops of Archer and Chip Hazard that the dragon is hoarding. Hypercharge Unboxed, a video game, is a multiplayer shooter that has toys and action figures battling it out, with the developers and their marketing citing small soldiers as their main source of inspiration. Puppet Master the game includes one skin named Dogface for one of the Demonic Toys faction that looks fairly similar to Major Chip Hazard. Small Soldiers' soundtrack album was released on July 7th, 1998, with several hits like War, Another One Bites the Dust, Love is a Battlefield, and Tom Sawyer. Sadly, the album did not reach much success, only entering the Billboard 200 at number 103. This was actually mentioned to me in the comments of the last Iceberg video, so props goes to Anna Bussix. Appreciate you for giving me this idea. So from a Reddit post on our fan theories, link to the original post will be in the description below. So Small Soldiers was in the same universe as the Terminator. Like the title says, I've been thinking that the company Globotech seen in Small Soldiers is a subsidiary of Cyberdyne's Skynet. As stated in Small Soldiers, the X-1000 is a military chip capable of learning, reasoning, and adapting. So how would you explain a defense chip named X-1000 being able to give artificial intelligence to toys? It's because the X-1000 was made using what was left of the CPU from the original Terminator. This could explain why Sarah Connor failed to stop the creation of Skynet at the end of T2. I believe that Cyberdyne already had developed the X-1000 chip at a separate facility unbeknownst to Sarah, so it didn't matter if she destroyed Miles Dyson's work with the original CPU from the T800. Cyberdyne had already backed up his work in case of emergency, so they could keep working on it under the name of Globotech. After the incident at the end of T2, it made sense for them to use a subsidiary in secret as to not attract any attention to their main headquarters. Also, we see that at the end of Small Soldiers how the X-1000 chip's main flaw was its weakness to EMPs, something Globotech, Cyberdyne, took notes on and improved later on.